Hey, what's up, guys? This is Josh Gonzales. Um, I have a bit of news for you guys. Um, I recently was um, approved for a digital nomad visa here in Colombia, and I'm currently living in Medellin. And so, for those of you who've been kind of following me for the past year, you know that I've lived in Mexico City for a little while. I moved on because I was only on a travel visa. But, anyways, so the big news is that I'm going to be starting a digital nomad series and just documenting my journey. Um, and really, I want to just really not only document like what I'm doing and my experiences and challenges, but I also want to, share them because I think um, there's a lot more people who are actually doing this, actually living this type of lifestyle, and so first of all, it took me a while to get here, um, and I don't think it's not that complicated, but I made it a lot more complicated, and so I wanted to, you know, help. I want this series to be very helpful for you if this is something that you're thinking about, and so in this episode, I'm just gonna keep it simple and give you my steps on what uh, what are the three steps to digital nomadism, and and then I'll go into like some reasoning too, personal reasoning, so that way you can start thinking about the reasons that you want to do it. And so I'll start with uh, the three things that you actually need or to take in order to live this lifestyle. And so the first thing is probably the most obvious thing, and this is remote work, right? Um, how are you going to support yourself while you are living in another country? I mean, that's probably the biggest one. Um, and but I wouldn't say it's the only one, right? Because remote work, as important as it is, um, you can totally move to another country and just live there on your savings, right? I wouldn't recommend it because there's always an expiration date, but when you have remote work, or you have some side hustle where you're making at least a couple $1,000s a month, it opens the door to live in most Latin American countries, and probably even Asia countries as well, some Asian countries. And so, yeah, $2,000 a month, um, it's not a lot of money, but you don't need a lot of money to to enjoy yourself and experience these countries. And so the second thing um, that you definitely need is, this is going to be super obvious, but there's so many countries out there, right? You have to do your research, and ultimately you have to choose a country that you want to go and live and explore and so forth. Um, Now, I chose Latin American countries because I want to learn Spanish, and but I was kind of pulled into the direction of Thailand as well, uh, and Vietnam, and there's a lot of uh, beautiful, affordable Asian countries that you can live as a so-called digital nomad. And the reason I say so-called digital nomad is because the term, even though this term I think it was invented like in the 70s, um, remote work has actually been with us for a while, since there were telephones. Um, I think I read in 1983, IBM tested the idea um, of remote work with some of their employees to see, how productive they were, and they ultimately expanded the program to like 2,000 employees. So this idea that remote work is here is not a good idea, or it doesn't matter. It's been going on for quite some time, and the internet just amplified, um, and it's just making it more easier and accessible for everyone. Not everyone, obviously. You work at a restaurant or service industry, there's no way you can do remote work. But if you're a you know knowledge-based worker, you work on the computer for the most part. If you're an office worker, you can do your job. For the most part, you can do your job anywhere that there is an internet connection. And so, anyways, I'm not here to debate whether or not people should do remote work or if it's productive or not. But um, remote work, choosing a country, and most of developing countries have Wi-Fi, so you don't have to worry if they have Wi-Fi, if they're gonna block your internet. And most countries are not going to block websites or block your the websites that you go on, as long as you have internet and your remote work you can do from pretty much anywhere. That's all you need. So the third thing I'm going to add, and this is something that you could work on as you are here, once you make the jump, is it's going to sound pretty simple, pretty like duh, but you need to learn how to enjoy yourself, your new lifestyle. And the reason I'm adding this one in there is because I don't want you to think that once you make this jump that it's going to be all good and you're going to have a blast. And I mean, you're going to have a blast, no worries. Like, you are, especially like the first few weeks, you are just going to be on cloud nine. And that is just, for the most part, it's guaranteed. Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and there's gonna be some language barriers perhaps, but for the most part, you are going to just be in awe with what it's like to be in another country and live, as a digital nomad, expat, local, passport bro, whatever you want to call it. This is pretty much, once that honeymoon stage kind of like goes away, then what sets in is could be loneliness. It could be like, what do I do? It could be like, shoot, I wish I knew the language more. So you start learning the language. So you got to work, and then once you're off of work, you're like, oh shoot, what do I do? There's WhatsApp groups. There's plenty of things to do, and so you don't have to worry if it's going to be boring or not. My take is that it does take some time, and it is an art to learn how to enjoy yourself in another country, if you're especially if you're traveling solo. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so first thing, remote work. Second thing, choose a country that you want to start this journey in. And then the third thing is to enjoy your time, enjoy the experiences that country has to offer. And essentially adapt to this new lifestyle. And so that's it. I was going to go into the reasonings, but the reasons why I chose to make this jump. But I'm gonna save that for another video, guys. So follow me on my journey. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll be coming out with videos every single week. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.